All right, wonderful, cunts. Welcome back to practicing fundamentals, i.e., the artwod beginner roadmap, i.e., the grind nodes. Right? Grind nodes are basically just genuine exercises they give to build upon what they teach you. Right? Repetition is how we learn. So draw along with me. If you don't know what to draw, here's a call to action. Draw what I'm about to draw, which is draw 20 boxes in 2-point perspective, ensuring that all boxes share the same vanishing points. One is on the horizon line while the other, one is on the page while the other is off the page somewhere, right? So let's do that together. Draw along, right? I don't even know how to fucking do this intro anymore, but if you don't know who I am, I'm Viggy. I'm endeavoring to become one of the greatest artists of all time, right? By practicing the fundamentals, yada yada yada, whatever. Just fucking skip to the middle of the video to get an idea of what we're doing. If that's interesting to you, then draw along. If it isn't, get the fuck off my channel. It's as simple as that, right? So I'm here to encourage you to build your skill. If you don't want to build your skill, then don't build your skill. Just keep jerking off and drawing your same OCs over and over, and then wondering why you don't improve. So I hope somebody feels called out by that, because that's genuinely what I see, right? But fucking, I'm so shit at drawing from the shoulders. Thankfully, I'm never gonna really need that in my life, so fingers all the way. I could literally just do this. Wow, would you look at that? It's equally shit. Fuck. It's good though. This is the angle that I struggle with the absolute most. So it's good that I build it now. Again, these grind nodes are great, especially these perspective ones, because they essentially help me practice my lines along with my perspective, right? So yeah, there you go. Wonky, but who gives a shit? I give a shit, which is why I work on it. Wonderful. But yeah, draw along. So let's put one vanishing point here. Oh, and yeah, artwod. Please fucking sign up for them. Link in description, right? I would love to be affiliated with them one day. Get that good old fucking $3 per video revenue. So that'd be nice. Damn, I made that fucking huge vanishing point. It did not need to be that giant. But okay, so here we have one vanishing point. I'm just gonna establish one off the page somewhere around here. The video is gonna be edited, so it's gonna be a bit more zoomed in, so you probably can't see exactly where I'm pointing, but just assume that it's further down this line. Just like it's obviously on the horizon line, but it's just further down, right? This is very difficult. I have not practiced this much, right? Which is why we need to, and this time I'm gonna do my absolute best not to ghost. I'm gonna ghost after I make the line. This is how we're gonna learn, right? So these boxes are still in 2-point perspective. Great. We're not doing 3-point for the time being, it seems. And I'm just gonna create 1 to 2 establishing boxes, if that makes sense, i.e. just boxes that establish where the second vanishing point is. Yeah, there you go, somewhere like there. Again, now this is all intuition, in the sense that it's all just gonna be using my mind to see these lines, which is gonna be no. See, I just had a little inclination to fucking do that, but I'm not gonna do it. Because the whole point is we want to build our ability to see. We want to build. Okay, so the vanishing point I'm establishing is along here. It's a bit further away from where you're going to be able to see in the video, but that's what we're establishing. But that's very difficult, right? So the one that they have it as an example in the grind node is much it's much more narrow, I guess. Not narrow, it's much more the degree is much wider. Like, you see how this is close, and then theirs is it's almost flat, it's almost straight. This plane is almost straight, it's almost going like this, like it's almost parallel to the horizon line. I don't want to go that intensely, purely because I want to go just a little bit less, so it forces me to visualize. You know what I mean? This is amazing. This is actually so difficult. My mind is so scattered right now. Right? And that's how we build it. Because holy shit, is it hard to see an entire line off the page. But I'm just going to have to commit, because whatever line I put down is the line that will establish the secondary vanishing point. Right? So now I just need to know where it is roughly. This is gonna be way off the page, way off. And this I'm definitely gonna ghost a little bit, right? On the page, I'm not gonna ghost because obviously I've gotten decent at. Holy shit, this was really off. Oh my god, this is like an entire like 2 feet fucking to the right of the page, which is hilarious. It's amazing, actually. This is where intuition is gonna 100% come into play, because we need to understand where exactly everything is going. This is why I take very long time, right? Because I'm literally, okay, now I'm forcing my brain to think about both vanishing points at the exact same time. Let's see how that goes. This is insanely difficult. I can't even explain how difficult this is right now. Because again, pen, right? Good old pen, making you visualize things. Okay, no, do not do that. A good old pen making you essentially forcing you to see. I do have to diverge this a little, or converge this a little, right? Super difficult. Okay. Because I need to see all the way over there. Oh, that is. It's so subtle, but extremely important. Oof, that was a good brain workout. Lots of mistakes. These two are already diverging, which I can hopefully fix by an overlapping line. Okay, technically I did fix it. Great. But this one, also I have to see this line. I fucking love artwod, bro. Only they do give you these types of... I mean, I'm sure other people do, but they give this and more. You know what I mean? And more. But yeah, great. I've established the 2 vanishing points. That was incredibly difficult. What an amazing way to work out my brain. Holy shit. Holy fucking garbage. Garbage? Sure. I don't know why I say that. I don't know why I say that word. It's so disrespectful to garbage. But let's see. And then again, seeing it on the line or on the page isn't as... It's still very difficult, don't get me wrong. It's not that bad. Right, that is overshot though. Because this line started a bit overshot. Look at that. 9 minutes to draw 1 box. But 9 minutes to draw a very difficult box. It's such an incredible exercise in perspective. That's why I'm able to draw just better now in general. Like yesterday's imagination drawing stream. Yeah, check out, what is it? If you go to my lives, go to part 16 and 17. You'll see what I'm talking about, right? It's all because of this. It's literally all because of this. So I want to add an ellipse, which is also going to make things very difficult. So that's what we're going to do. This is all to establish in my mind's eye where such lines exist. This is very difficult. Again, I'm not ghosting anymore, right? So I have to envision this, right? I guess I did ghost there, fuck. But I have to envision this. I literally have to envision this. Which is why, oh, by the way, you don't have to do these cutouts that I'm doing. Just do the normal boxes. That's going to be more than difficult enough for those of you who are either on, or just, let's say, a bit below my level, right? For those of you a bit below my level, normal boxes with maybe some subtractions and additions. Subtractions and additions are fine, but I'm slightly more advanced. And the thing is, it's not even about being advanced. It's just about fucking working the shit out of my brain, right? That is decently accurate. Okay, now I have to remember the vanishing point is set on the left side. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. I'm surprised I managed to get that down. Okay, now here's the fun part, right? Where I'm going to have to put in a little ellipse. Because we all like putting little ellipses, don't we? That also go... Oof. Okay, so see, I want to explain what I'm thinking about, because that'll help me hopefully perform as well. I'm imagining, yes, that second vanishing point, right? Going all the way, fucking Jesus. There. You can't see, obviously, where I'm going all the way to, but the point is it's very far away, right? On the horizon line, off the page. But now I'm imagining a plane on this plane, right? I'm imagining a square plane, again, following that vanishing point. And then I'm imagining putting an ellipse in that, but I'm more so also having to I can only draw this, the bottom half of the ellipse, and the minor axis of that ellipse has to be going towards that vanishing point. So there are like 4 different things happening there at once, and 2 of which are extremely difficult, which is ellipse in the plane and ellipse in the plane, which is going to a vanishing point off the page, right? So then, of course, visualizing all of that. So GG to me, I guess. But it's good. It's very good practice. Cause right, yeah, that's not bad. And then something like that, and we will make this. This one's very difficult, guys. This practice is genuinely very difficult. So don't be discouraged if you don't have godlike abilities like me, right? But do it. Do it, right? You gotta do it. But it's probably right around there. We want slight convergence. It is converging, right? Definitely converging. And we shall add I'm gonna add a diagonal. Let's see, that should be connecting. There you go. And this one again has to be going all the way to that vanishing point. something like that. Oof, the level of difficulty in this cannot be can absolutely not be understated or overstated. I don't fucking know. I cannot state it enough, so it can't be overstated technically, right? What the fuck? It's like vaguely around there. Okay. But this... like, despite whether I make the mistake or not, I still have to commit. That's the power of the pen. Let's do it from the angle that I always struggle with. I did get feedback in the artwod Discord. Okay, that was pretty good. I did get feedback in the artwod Discord when I submitted this, that like one's really skilled individual, DD Dragonova, DIDI and period Dragonova. I think she's a concept artist, or either way, she's much more skilled than I am. And she said this was really good. She seemed to be pretty impressed. She used the words "wow," and then she was like, "What material are you using?" I said, "Brush pen." She's like, "What the fuck?" And then, because she said my lines look very because she did allude to the fact that my lines look unstable, and I told her I'm drawing very slowly with a brush pen, and she mentioned that my lines could be a bit faster, and I could work on that. And while I do agree, I literally don't have the ability to make it go faster with that. Like, this is the fastest I can go while making them stable, right? I'm working towards that. So I completely, there's like that fine line between being able to produce quality lines, right? That also are at a speed that should be decent as well. It is difficult, right? And okay, I know I ghosted there, but that's just because I fucked it up. There you go. That might be overshooting. Yeah, it's overshooting. I actually think I had it. Yeah, it's okay. Let me just... because again, I have to think about both parts of the vanishing points. This is such a good skill. This is such a fucking pivotal skill to learn when it comes to drawing. This is drawing. Like, this is literally drawing, you know? This is how we get good. Okay, I have to visualize this line. Yeah, absolutely pivotal skill when it comes to learning how to draw. I'm gonna rest my brain. This is how you know it's difficult. I only drew 2 shapes. This is probably gonna be a 3-hour endeavor, like 3 videos or whatever the fuck, right? To like fill it all up nicely and stuff. But yeah, it's already been 20 minutes, so it seems to be around 8 to 9 minutes per shape. So I really will probably only get maybe 6 shapes, and I'm very excited. But let me rest my brain, and I encourage you to do the same. Okay, wunderbar, absolutely wunderbar. Okay, yeah, actually, one of my, I guess, fans, I guess you could say, right? Hiya buddy 7/Jeff, your boy Jeff, but he mentioned, he's like, why do you keep calling yourself a beginner, right? He's like, and he said it kind of makes him feel as if I'm a beginner, then he's like way less than that. And I call myself a beginner because in the grand scheme of what I have to learn, I really am just a student. You know, I'm just a I'm a huge novice. Yeah, I grinded the fuck out of my fundamentals, right? And I learned to love doing them, and I've really gotten pretty decently proficient at them, right? My sight is so much higher. Like the goal is I should be able to do this, but with any sort of manipulated shapes, like from the most organic to the most hard surfaced to the most complicated, right? That's at least 10 plus years of work still left, minimum, right? So yeah, I'm a beginner, right? And it's also because I know how difficult it is for beginners to do things. Like, trust me, I understand. Are these going properly? Okay, they're a bit off. They're kind of off, not really. But yeah, I definitely understand the work it takes. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? For a beginner. To get out of this, like, form phaser. But again, a lot of you are fucking morons and you don't practice the right things, and then you complain that the things are boring. They're not boring, they're difficult. This is extremely difficult. Is this boring? No. This is extremely difficult. So you essentially just bullshit yourself into thinking that you are beyond the basics when nobody's beyond the basics. Right? Not even basic bitches are beyond the basics. Oh, that was overshot. Could have done better. And now we need... See, like, you know, this isn't boring. It's extremely difficult to visualize an entire line that goes over there. But I just did it because I'm better than you. Yeah, this is extremely difficult. Let's not get it wrong. We need to stop conflating boring and difficult in the same sentence. Because again, like, my words are getting distracted because this isn't boring. It's extremely difficult to do. You know, it's actually insane how difficult this is. But that's why we do it, right? That's why we learn to train our brains to enjoy the difficulty, to embrace the difficulty, and to genuinely find joy, and to associate joy with discomfort, right? But it can be done. I've done it, and I'm a nobody, so you can do it as well, right? And you're much more of a nobody than I am. So yeah, it can be done, 100%. Can do, as your boy Meeseeks would say. But see, I just think beginners need to, again, like, I call myself a beginner because I had quite a lot of I don't know how to state this. Like, I consider myself a beginner. Yes, I've advanced a lot in my perspective abilities, but it's because I know how much there is to learn, right? I'm very, very cognizant of how much I have to learn. And that's where my whole beginner mentality comes from. Is the fact that how can I call myself anything but a beginner? Anything but a beginner. Apparently, that's my teaching voice. Anything but a beginner if I have so much to learn. Right? That was a fuck up. I like set up that line perfectly, and then I just didn't attach it properly. And apart from that, it's also the fact that hold up. I think I'm honestly the perfect advocate for beginners as well. And you might think that sounds like, what does that mean, right? In the sense that I put the work in, and I've discovered exactly the step-by-step approach beginners who don't even know how to draw a line should take. Because I didn't know how to draw a line. Bro, look at my lines. Like, this is after like 2 years and 8 months of practicing lines, right? And they're still fucking wobbly as shit, right? Super unconfident at times. You know, angles that are very difficult for me to achieve. So I know, I think I've cracked the code as a beginner in terms of what should be practiced and in what order. It's why I'll be making a course on this, you know, a couple years later, right? and it'll be called the beginner to advanced beginner program or some shit like that. And it's my definition of an advanced beginner, of course, but the whole point will be that it'll literally be a shut the fuck up, turn your brain off, and just do these things, right? It'll start with mindset because mindset is the most important, right? So we all know what my mindset I promote is, which is focus on the errors you make, focus on the process. Right now, I'm making a million errors, and I feel so good for making them. What errors am I making? Inconsistencies in visualization, difficulties in being able to visualize both this vanishing point and that vanishing point, right? Inconsistencies in line application, so many things, right? But it's the thing is, even if you don't even if you think that this shouldn't be your mindset, the science supports the mindset, and why would it not be beneficial for you to just employ this mindset, right? If the science literally says feeling good while you make mistakes and just focusing on the effort is good for you, like if that's literally what the science states, why the fuck are you so egotistical to think it won't work for you? Right? And if the science says that mindsets can be improved, again, why are you so like, I'm on your side. I'm so adamant that you can achieve what you want to achieve, and you're probably coming up with 5 excuses immediately as to why A, you're different from me, B, you're worse than me, and C, you couldn't be like me or those who are like me, right? I'm on your side, you fucking dumb what insult was I gonna say? Dumb bitch. Yeah, I'm on your side, dumb bitch. What the fuck? No, I get so passionate about this stuff that I conflate and confuse the insults I want to use. But yeah, you're a dumb bitch. No, see, I fucked up that vanishing point there, or at least like the visualization of it. But we have to keep in mind what's happening there as well, right? It is further out. That's true. Okay. Let's do something like that. But I do want to have a box. I want to have a diagonal. And again, this is all so hard, right? This is, trust me, that's the thing, is like, I understand how difficult it is. I genuinely understand how difficult this is. But I understand, and that's why I encourage the pursuit of said difficulty. Because it's always going to be difficult. Drawing this line will always be difficult to a certain degree. Right? It always will. Look at that, I fucked it up. I kept like noodling it. Drawing that line will always be difficult to a certain degree. And that's okay. That's completely fine. See, I have to imagine this plane right here going to where I want it to go to, and then I need to do something like this. Don't forget, we have to make sure that the vertical line is completely perpendicular, right? We can't forget that part. Did I get it? I think I did get that one. Cool. And again, here it is, right here. But I have to make sure that it is connected properly. So something alongside there. Right. That could be a bit off. That could very well be a bit off. But do you see how difficult that was? Incredibly fucking difficult, right? But that's what we're learning. That's amazing. Look how much I struggled there, right? Anyways, I'm gonna rest my brain, and you shall follow me in that as well. You shall follow me in that as well. There you go. I need to stop murmuring. I realized my audio randomly gets quieter and louder from this mic, right? It's a nice mic, but it's not perfect. But yeah. But yeah, you dumb piece of shit. You absolute fucking idiot. Stop overthinking it, okay? If you're gonna think, focus on just two things. Think about making as many mistakes and feeling good for making those mistakes, right? I'm not saying intentionally make mistakes in the sense that fucking keep. I'm not saying intentionally make mistakes as in, oh, you want to draw a line that goes towards the vanishing point and you purposely go out of your way to draw a line that's in the complete opposite direction. No, I'm saying you want to draw a line that's going towards the vanishing point and you do it to the best of your ability. But 9 out of 10 times you will most likely make a mistake because you're building a motor skill. You're building multiple skills, visual skills, visualization skills, motor skills, them working them together in conjunction, right? So there's a lot going on. So when I say focus on making mistakes, what I mean is just focus on embracing the mistakes, right? Like look forward to mistakes because you will make them 80% of the time. If you're actually genuinely trying to learn, you will only really be making mistakes. So that's why you connect joy with errors, right? And this all comes from Dr. Andrew Huberman's podcast, How to Learn Skills Faster. If you're too fucking lazy to listen to the entire thing, listen to the essentials part, where again he's just drilling the same thing I'm drilling, but he'll back it up with actual science, right? And again, even if it isn't true, literally even if it isn't true, it's still beneficial to have this mindset because you'll just enjoy learning. I haven't had a bad art day in 4 months, 5 months. Ever since I genuinely internalized and continually practiced this mindset, I literally have not had a bad art day. Okay? Because that's just the process. That's just a process, man. That's just a process. Right? Some shit like that. Okay. This is gonna be relatively simple, at least this side. See? And there's like other things I still need to work on. Keeping my hand calm while I draw. Right? That's all a skill in of itself. Right? And again, not forgetting where my vanishing point lies. Right? Can't forget that. But it happens. It most likely will happen right now. This could very well be a mistake. Let's see. Let me try that again. See, I have a tendency to just make it go higher. Let's just really try to follow that to the best of our ability. Okay, that's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. This is a great exercise, a genuinely amazing exercise to build spatial reasoning skills, right? And again, here as well, that's why I add diagonals. You don't have to make it as difficult as I do, but if you're if you're relatively within my skill level, you should make it very difficult for yourself, right? Do you think it's easy for me to imagine a cross section, think about the middle of that cross section, and then think about where that line should go, and then make a diagonal like this? Because apparently it is. This is the fuck. That's the power of teaching, I guess. The more you explain it, the better you get at what you're explaining. That's bullshit. I was trying to make a point. I was literally trying to make a point. And yet, here I am. Okay. Well, that line can't really see it properly. And again, my lines aren't perfect. Right. So we need this to be like so. This is another thing, like when a vanishing point is so far off the page that the convergence is nowhere near as intense as when it's on the page, obviously, right? But yeah, when something is super, super far away from the page, like in my situation, one thing I'm learning and internalizing right now is the degree in which the lines need to converge. And right now it isn't much, not for this right plane. It definitely isn't much, right? And this is why I love the fact that I started this YouTube channel, because I'm literally teaching myself and you while I draw, right? Here there's gonna be a bit of convergence, of course, but again, like I need to think about both convergences, not just one of them, right? Think about relatively both convergences, and it's insanely difficult to do that. But that is how we learn. We do not learn by being comfortable. We learn by pushing, embracing, Exerting. Right? And here again, I can focus on scale as well. Right? Oh, this is a bit larger than this one because as things get further away, so does the relative length of that thing, if that makes sense. Right? And again, now I'm trying to put another fucking, because I've done this way, I've done this way. So I've done on the right plane, but I haven't done on the left plane any cylinders. So that's something to practice as well. Now this one needs to be very, very, very wide. Like it just needs to go towards, like it needs, obviously the cylinder needs to be in this plane. Right? Why is my voice like this? Why am I talking about the cylinder needs to be in this plane? But it's a very skewed plane as well, but at the same time it needs to be very almost not, it needs to follow this minor axis, right? So even though I'm not drawing the full cylinder, I still need to envision it, and that's very difficult. Again, it's all very difficult. I want to keep reinstating that A, it's difficult, B, we can learn to love that difficulty. Okay, so if that was to be complete, okay, so the minor axis is completely incorrect, right? It's just going like that. So that's a huge mistake. But I can literally choose right now to be like, or I can be like, right? And the second one is what we want. You know, we want to have a high-pitched squeal rather than a low-pitched moan. So, and I hope this was helpful. See, this is going to be a bit of convergence because obviously it's above. Now this will, even with the poor line I just put down, yeah, this will go towards, slowly but surely, maybe it's slightly off, but it will go towards that vanishing point. And again, it made things more difficult for myself. I have to draw smaller lines with this brush pen, right? I have to make sure that both planes are being accounted for. Sorry, both vanishing points are being accounted for, right? To make sure my hand's more relaxed. So it's right around there. And then again, I need to keep in mind that, there you go. Then this line needs to be, and again I have to, like, I keep having to focus on zooming out. But back in the day, like, if this was the page, right, my head would be right here. Now I'm way back here. But I used to have this poor habit, and a lot of beginners probably have this habit of zooming in, like getting really close. But if we want to be able to see the grid, quote unquote, we have to be able to zoom out, right? At least that's my approach of it. If you look at anybody who has a really good understanding perspective and form, right, and they draw larger scenes encompassing perspective and form, they're able to really take a step back and look at the entire scene, you know? See, so that was very difficult. But hey, really good exercise. Really, really good exercise. Right? So, again, we're just continuously trying to reinforce this second vanishing point that is way off to the side. Way off to the side. So, yeah, that's some good shit. It's probably already been half an hour, or at least 40 minutes, right? It's been very difficult. Yeah, see, 39 minutes. So, I probably only have, what, like literally 2 shapes left? And this is good, right? I saw this quote. I saw somebody, I think on the Broken Draw Discord, or in a YouTube comment or something, right, where they were talking about the speed of drawing. Oh shit, I fucking touched the tripod. Okay, nothing got fucked up. Wonderful. Just shook the camera a little bit. I need to stop fucking shuffling around. You can probably hear this. like these damn noises. But don't focus on that. Focus on the effort. Right? But they said something along the lines of never draw faster than you can think. And this is the speed at which I'm thinking right now because it's insanely hard and throbbing. Not veiny though. Today is not a veiny kind of day. But if we draw something a bit larger, right? And again, even visualizing on the page is very difficult, right? Like, okay, I want to draw something starting from here, starting from right there. That is relatively accurate, but it's probably undershooting. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, see? Undershot a little bit. That's fine. That is completely alright, because that is how we practice. You see, it's not even the fact that I'm like, oh, I'm reassuring myself it's alright. But these are the powerful tools, you know, the language that you can use to let yourself know that, hey, I'm literally just learning, right? And this is what learning entails. If learning didn't entail this, learning would actually be, I personally would find learning to be boring if it wasn't challenging, right? If everything came easy, I don't know, if everything came easy, would one really be able to confidently state that what they achieved was deserved, right? I don't think so. Yeah, that's completely off. See, I still make a lot of these minor or major errors, right? But that's okay. I want a box here. Why don't we just diagonalize, if that's a fucking word? Something like that. So we already got that. We'll do something like that as well. So we want a diagonal. Could literally just do it like this. But I'm a scumbag. So on top of there being a diagonal, I'm gonna put a plane in here. And by scumbag, I mean I just like to make things very difficult for myself. I'm gonna put a plane in here that is converging. And then we're gonna put an ellipse there. And this ellipse isn't too bad. Still very off. But the fact of the matter is I was able to at least slightly understand what I wanted to do. Right? So that's pretty good. And we could also, again, like now this is gonna throw me off because that's an incorrect line, right? But I have to ignore that. And draw something like this, which is also incorrect. Yeah, see, that fucked me up. That one fucked me up. So it is all incorrect, which is fine. It's what happens. It's what happens. It's good though. Like, this is how we learn, right? That one was a lot better, I think. It's very close, so it's good. See, very, very, very consistent. Very consistent mistakes. Which is what I'm looking for, right? I'm building a skill, and I'll always be building the skill. The skill doesn't go away randomly at any point, right? I'm always building the skill of form. It's true, somebody on my live stream came on in the first one yesterday, and they're like, really, all this practice did was teach them that form really is the only fundamental, right? It's the only fundamental which you need to build things off of. Right? It's why Antonio from artwod, you see that was a bit too much. That's converging very fast. So that was also incorrect. But it's why Antonio from artwod constantly states that with form, you can go very, very, very far. Now this is gonna be a bit diverging, of course, but it's true. With form, you can go very far, right? This is obviously like this is completely off, but you know, we have to sort of in a very subtle manner make it so it makes sense, right? Something like that, yeah. See, it looks fucked now, and that's okay, but it's the only way to sort of bring it back to the correct perspective, right? Now we can do something else that's very difficult, which is exactly what I'm gonna do, right? Which is this. Because we want the shape to have more nuance and interest. At the very least, I want this shape to have more nuance and interest. And you see this is again very difficult because I have to always be thinking about the horizon line, perspective guidelines, and so much more. Okay, now I can do something like this, and then maybe we can put a box. Something like that. See? Wonderful. Wonderfully difficult. There you go. Complicated shapes for the win. Good fucking stuff. Good fucking stuff. Okay. Okay, I am gonna ghost that one just because I want to like really understand. I think that was a bit overshot actually. No, it was okay. See, so I'm learning that that is correct. See? Cool. Difficult shapes, perspective being off, all part of the process. If I should be a bit more actually. See if I do something like that. See, that is correct. So I have a tendency to undershoot. And then before, I would have a tendency to overshoot because I thought I was undershooting. Again, like is this in my mind, this is really, really hard to conceive. But it's right. It's literally right. But it's just hard for me to see the connection. So this is why I'm thinking very hard, right? Yeah, the silence, what I'm doing is just trying to see that line. It's very difficult because again, I have to also think about where this is going. I hope you guys understand why this takes a lifetime to master, right? Just perspective and form, because Kim Jong-il, he was at the point where he saw all the lines, essentially, right? He saw all the lines that he needed to. He still made a lot of mistakes. Things still diverged, converged, right? It wasn't perfect, but he saw everything he needed to. You know, there's a quote of him where he says, "I wish you could see the lines that I could see." Well, he doesn't have to wish because he himself has said it, and I'm saying it, and many others have said it. It's not about wishing; it's just about working towards it, right? I don't need to wish I can see those lines because I'm in the process of training my brain and really exerting a lot of cognitive energy to see those lines and making a myriad of mistakes, a myriad along the way. So if I can do it, you can do it. And if he can do it, I can do it, right? We have to believe that. There's no point in believing otherwise. And let me rest my brain. And I'll probably draw one more shape and it'll be like an hour at that point. It'll be good stuff. God, that's a disgusting soundbite for drinking water. Like suckling on some teats. Yeah, wonderful. All right, last Shapo days. Uh, let's see. I haven't really been creative with the shapes right now because obviously there's a lot to think about, and it's okay. We'll probably get more creative the better I get with this, right? I will always be going back to these grind notes. These are a great way to practice fundamentals and just refine it. I'll probably go through the beginner roadmap a couple times over the next 5-6 years, you know. And actually, there will be an intermediate roadmap as well. So I think like I'll definitely be going through that as well. That shit's really gonna challenge me, which will be wonderful, right? But okay, where should we make the shapes? We did one here, here. I'm thinking of making one right around here. This would, yeah, bridging the gap is usually a great way to reinforce the perspective. Something like that, I guess. And okay, wait, what am I even trying to do? I made things a bit uneven. Okay, we'll do something like this. There you go. And then we'll have something here. There you go. Right, let's see. Yeah, even seeing this has its own difficulties. But at least it is manageable, right? I mean, yeah, manageable. It's not ever gonna be amazing. And it's the point isn't amazing, it's just, can I see it? And can I follow through? The answer is yes. As long as you keep trying, you 100% can. Right? Let's see again, like I have to fucking wee. That's you guys can't see where it's going, but I have a vague understanding of where it's going. That's why it works the fuck out of your brain. This is great. This is literally so good. I have to see a very long invisible line. Think about how when Kim Jong-il, Dong Ho Kim, right, Ms. Jisoo, Peter Han, Karl Kopinski, when they're drawing for SuperAni live, right? They have a much larger canvas than this. They have to draw much larger than this. That's another skill. That's another insane skill because the perspective grid suddenly widens. It expands dramatically, right? Absolutely expands dramatically. So we do have to understand exactly. Let's see, something like this. This is gonna be the most subtle fucking line in the world. There you go. But it's necessary. Right, and then this one will be equally as subtle. Right, because I have to slowly account. For the convergence, very slowly. And this one finally won't be that subtle, because I can just follow that. See, good stuff. Very good stuff. Very difficult stuff, which is why it's great. Like all these lines have to be super subtle, right? These ones not so much, but again, this is where line quality comes into place, right? Which I don't have much of right now when it comes to this angle. And that's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Because that nuance, even with my lines, is what I can build and I can work towards. Right? Same thing here. Just move this down. See? I'm fucking this up again. Close. See? Very close. Cool. Right. We have something here, goes back. And then it comes down right around there. Okay. Obviously, all the different lines are making it look a bit wonky, and this probably is a bit wonky, but it's been 57 minutes. Okay, so technically draw something else. Might as well. I mean, it's better to draw more than less, right? So I'm gonna rest my brain, and then we're gonna draw one more, and that'll be nice. But yeah, I have nothing to say. What am I saying? Rest your brain. Okay. But yeah, nobody's really watching these videos anymore, which is interesting. I think initial exposure from Broken Draw and perhaps just the algorithm being like, hey, this guy's drawing some interesting stuff, has died. So it's nice. Now there's just a community, maybe 10, 15 people max per video, like absolute max, who actually probably listen to most of what I have to say. And to you who's still listening, thank you, right? I hope the mentality and the things I say help, right? And I hope that you do push yourself. And I specifically genuinely request for you to draw with pen. Stop being fucking. If you've stopped being a pussy when it comes to your mindset, then just take that to the next level and stop being a pussy when it comes to the tool that you use. And everyone will be happy, especially me. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, I guess. Thank you for watching, and stop being a bitch. There you go. I was trying to draw this line without looking at the vanishing point in particular. That's pretty decent. Actually, I think I even undershot my ghosting of it. Wow, that was pretty accurate. That was actually pretty fucking accurate. Nice, good on me. But okay, and then we have there you go. Something like that. And Let's see where this line's going. That's a bit too much, but I'll allow it for the time being. It's not too much at all. Apparently, it's extremely accurate. Jesus Christ, I can't even. These are the mistakes I'm making at this point, not having an understanding of when I'm doing it well or not, right? So I need to focus on that as well. That's actually pretty good. That's not bad. I'm proud of myself still. Okay, and then there you go. Let's bring this down as well. Make this a bit of a larger shape, right? And there you go. Wanted to add a little cylinder in there for old time's sake. There you go. Got some nice convergence. Nice. That's a bit overshot. Should have had a bit more convergence there. Let's get this going first. Then we can have, again, because it has to be going like so, right? Like that, I guess, but it has to have a little bit of convergence for sure. So we can, there you go. That should be decent enough. Something like that, right? And then it goes inwards, comes out like that. And that should be okay. So I can still afford to bring it down a bit more. And something like that. Not bad, not bad. And then this thing can just be going here, come down here. Something like that. I don't think it's perfect, but yeah, cool. It's going there. This is going there. Okay. Slowly working towards establishing these two vanishing points, but very difficult. Wonderful, amazing, absolutely magnificent exercise. I hope you also had a great time challenging your brain, right? Really trying to make things difficult for yourself. And yeah, I don't have any snippy or witty or fucking abrasive comments to give. I guess that burp was it. So yeah, with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me the money. Thank you. Bye.